Dear students, let us come to the history class, the second chapter, that is geographical features of India and prehistoric age. In prehistoric age, yesterday we studied about the changing environment. It is believed that 12,000 years ago there was a change took place in the environment of the whole world. Means the temperature of the earth was gradually increasing. As a result of this, unprecedentedly flora and fauna, means animals, birds, plants, grasslands were developed. How unprecedentedly! We couldn't see that much of progress in that field. But here that took place. During that period, man learned so many things. The first thing is he should know the uses of fire. Uses of fire. Then he also knew about drawing. He draw some pictures on rocks and caves. The picture was belonged to his day-to-day life, that is about hunting and also pictures of animals. Thus he know the art of cooking food, and he also know the use of drawing in caves, and at the same time he observed the different kinds of animals. For example, deer, elk, and goat, sheep, and other animals. They used this grassland. Why? For the purpose of graze. They were grazing on this grassland. Then he also observed the activities, nature of those animals. And he also hunted those animals and used the flesh in his food. Then he also learnt the use of cereals, of different grasses, and used those cereals as his food item. For example, rice, barley, and other grains. Rice, wheat, barley. He used both animals' flesh and also these cereals in his food. Now the students, yesterday I gave some questions. I believe that all of you answered all those questions. Now in today's class, you might have heard about archaeologists who studied historical factors scientifically with the correct proofs and evidences. Now here archaeologists refer to the period we discussed now, means after the changing environment. This period, according to the historians, they discussed by different names. The age that prevailed 2 million years ago imagine the age that prevailed 2 years million ago or 2 million years ago is the oldest age and called as Old Stone Age. According to archaeologists, that time was known as Old Stone Age. Otherwise, it is the first prehistoric age, Old Stone Age. When 2 million years ago the Old Stone Age was started, then it is stretched over the period of 12,000 years. Stretched means what? It spread. It continued up to 12,000 years. This long duration has been classified into 3 stages. 2 million years and up to, it continued up to 12,000 years. The duration in the middle of this, it is classified into 3 stages are early, middle and late Old Stone Ages. Early Stone Age, Early Stone Age. Then Middle, MIDDLE, Middle Stone Age. And also the third category is Late Old Stone Age. Late Old Stone Age. This is according to the archaeologists. Early, middle and late Old Stone Ages are the 3 classification of Old Stone Age. The features of this Old Stone Age man was, he knew the different types of arts. He used both animals and some cereals as food. He knew the use of fire, and he also knew about the art or drawings. Thus, the Old Stone Age, it is the time named as Old Stone Age. It is further divided into early, middle and late Old Stone Age. The period from 12,000 years to around 10,000 years is called the Middle Stone Age. 12,000 years to, this is BC, therefore it is not in ascending order, in a descending order. 10,000 years, the period between this is called Middle, Madhya Kalina, Halle Shilayuga. Middle Stone Age. The tools of this period are generally very small and hence they are called delicate Stone Age. This Middle Stone Age was also called how? Delicate Stone Age. Delicate means, while using this we should very careful. Delicate means this is known as delicate Stone Age. Why? Because in this period man used very small weapons made out of rocks or stones or bones of animals or man. It is very small. Therefore, this Middle Stone Age is also called Delicate Stone Age. When the tools were very small, therefore it is called in that name. They used to fix. One more thing is, or one more feature of this age was, he learned to fix certain handles. for their tools. ತಾವು ತಯಾರಿಸಿದಂತಹ ಟೂಲ್ಗಳಿಗೆ ಹ್ಯಾಂಡಲ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಹಿಡಿಗಳು, prepared out of bones and wood, prepared out of bones and wood. They used bones and wood as handles for their tools. They used those tools for different purposes: to cut the cereals, to cut the trees, to peel the fleshes of animals. They used to fix these stone tools with the handles made out of wood and bones. They used those tools, axes and saws. Tools as axes and saws. What is a saws means? What you say? Garagasa. To cut anything except stone, rock, etc. Along with these tools of the old kind, these are the new tools. What is the speciality? Speciality is it had handles. It had handles. These are the new weapons. Along with these new weapons, he also used these delicate weapons or delicate stones or small stone weapons. Now, let us study this age through a diagram. See, first one is after the changing environment, old stone age, middle stone age, and the last step where people used weapons with the handles. Therefore, that is called New Stone Age. New Stone Age. These are the three categories: Old Stone Age, Middle Stone Age, and New Stone Age, where stones or rock pieces played an important role. Now, this Old Stone Age is further divided into early, middle, and late Old Stone Age. Old Stone Age. Early, middle, and late. Early Stone Age or early Old Stone Age. Second one is Middle Stone Age and another one is Late Old Stone Age. Early Old Stone Age, Middle Old Stone Age, and Late Old Stone Age. In this period, he also knew about fishes. Why? Because majority of these people during prehistoric period, they lived near lakes and streams where he found different types of fishes. Therefore, he caught those fishes and used it as his food item. Therefore, he learned the art of catching fish. Yes. Now, the New Stone Age began after 10,000 years. New Stone Age, it began 10,000 years before Christ, or Common Era, before Common Era, BCE. Now, it is very important to know the features of man in this new stone age. Here you know the nature and features or characteristics of human beings. What was the relationship between the man and environment? Here also, here something special than the old stone age. He learnt so many things. Here he lived in only forests, caves and tree trunks. Here he learnt to live in a special areas, in a permanent areas. He constructed a grass houses, small huts, and he used big weapons having handles. In a new stone age, it has different features than the old stone age and the middle stone age. Students, now let us try to understand what are the features of this new stone age. The stone tools of this period are different from those of the earlier period. What I already told, the materials or weapons used by new stone age man, it is different from middle stone age and also old stone age man. That is the first characteristic or a feature. What is? He used a different type of tools. Where? In this new stone age. That is the first feature. And the second one is, these tools were bright and sharp edges. There is something special in tools. It is bright. What is bright means? Whether it had a light? No. It is bright and sharp. Bright means here clean. It is nice, not rough. Nice, and it is very sharp than the old and middle stone age. That is the second feature. Then third one is, people of this age used grinding stones for grinding leaves and herbs and grains of cereals. He knew the art of grinding. Grinding of what? Grinding of leaves, cereals and herbs, grains. He understood the art of grinding. Why did he grind? For the purpose of, or it makes him to take food in easy manner. Therefore, he grind what? Cereals, grains and herbs and leaves. Another feature, some pots and pans of the period have been found, a few which have been decorated. Some pots and pans for his cooking purposes. He used pans, not modern pans. He constructed these pans according to his imagination. And pots, they are decorated. They are shining. Means he knew the decorations. He had the imagination of speciality. Therefore, he also while preparing pots, we can understand that they use or they learned the use of wheels. Chakrada Upayoga. Without wheels, they can't or couldn't prepare pots. Thus, pots are created with the decorations. And he also prepared pans, vessels, different vessels for cooking purpose. Now, the fifth one is pots were used for storing grains. Storing grains. Pots were used as or for the purpose of storage. See, he knew this also. Storage. For his future use, he stored so many food grains. That was the different steps towards civilization. It shows the footprints of civilization were existed in this new stone age man. Sixth one is they were also used for cooking rice, wheat and other grains and cereals. People of this age learnt weave clothes. He know the art of cook, and to cover his body he know the art of weaving, Hollywood stitching. That is one of the steps towards the civilization. Thus, the new Stone Age man had certain special, not peculiar, special features. He used different tools. Tools were bright and sharp, bright and sharp. Then grinding to chew the grains. He grind them. Then he prepared, or he knew the uses of wheels, and through wheels he prepared pots, pans and made decorations also. He used these wheels to prepare carts, gadigalu, to transport one thing from one place to another. Then storage facilities. He prepared different types of pots. He used those pots for the purpose of storage of grains. Then he started to cook. Means he used the art of, he knew the art of fire for the purpose of cooking. Then he also know the skill of weaving clothes. Thus, from the first step to last step, there were so many different changes took place in the lifestyle of prehistoric man. They are all lived in India also. You know the picture of India, that is a geographical feature in the North Himalayan. Second one, Gangetic Plains, fertile, flat Gangetic Plains. Third one, Deccan Plateau. Fourth one, coastal areas. Thus, here in this lesson, we studied both concepts, geographical features of India and also the characteristics and classifications of prehistoric age. Students, there we end the second chapter successfully. Now, the question is, or question about questions. At the end of the lesson, there are 3 fill in the blanks. 5 brief answering questions are there. You have to write answers for those questions. I will send you pages of our textbook to you. While writing answers, students listen here. While writing answers, don't write your answer like an essay. You have to write answers point by point. You put numbers or give numbers to your points, not outside the margin, inside the margin. Or draw a star mark, point by point, first point, second point, otherwise A, B, C points, otherwise point number 1, point number 2 or point number 3. This is point numbers inside the margin. Outside the margin you have to write question number 1 or 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, etc. Is it clear now? Yes, it is clear. Therefore, now let us start to write your question and answers. You have to write all these textual questions in your 200-page book. During the time of online classes, I gave certain questions. You have to write in separate book for homework or social homework book or social classwork book. Therefore, there are two notes, class notes and notes for textual questions. If you have any doubt, please message me regarding answers. Yes. Now, we shall proceed further, that is another section of our social science, that is political science. Political science. First chapter, in which section? Political science. The first chapter is importance of political science. Yes. In introduction, I already told about what is political science. What is political science? In our first class, I explained what is politics. Politics studies state, government, political activities, constitution, fundamental rights, fundamental duties, etc. Before going to the lesson, do you know what is political science or the scope of political science? Who is the father of political science? I told. Yes, Aristotle was called the father of political science. Now, without politics or without political science, without the applying of this science, a country can't run properly. Therefore, it is the basic point, it is the basic thing that we should know the political science. For example, the present political situation in the center and in the state. Which government is there? Bharatiya Janata Party's government. Opposition party, Congress. Who is the leader of that opposite party? That is who? Mr. Yes, Siddha Ramaiah. The leaders, main leaders, heroes of Congress party, Rahul Gandhi, before him his mother, which Gandhi? Sonia Gandhi. Now Narendra Modi is our CM or PM? PM, Prime Minister. These are the day-to-day political affairs we can learn through this political science. Now, what is political science? Political science is one of the social sciences dealing with the political activities of man. Yes, political science is a social science. It deals political activities of man. Political activities of man. Therefore, now we know that what is political science? Political science is a part of social science. It studies political activities of man. It deals with the state and government. It deals, it describes, it explains state, Karnataka state, state of Tamil Nadu, Kerala, and also about government, both central government and also state government. And it means it studies the origin and nature of state and forms of political institutions, nature, swabhava or gunalakshana, features of this state, government, state government, and it also study the different political institutions. Which are the political institutions? For example, Constitution, Fundamental Rights and Duties, Preamble, Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha, etc. These are called political institutions. It also study, political science also study all these matters. Now, thus totally the study of state is the main subject matter of political science. What is the subject matter of political science? What is political science? You know the answer. What is the subject matter of political science? What it studies? It studies about the state. Studies about the state. Therefore, state is the first subject matter of political science. Now, another question will arise. Who used this term in olden days? Who used this term in the initial stage? It was by Greeks. Greeks used the term politics in the first time. Before that, the people of China, people of India, people of Babylonia, people of Egypt, they used these terms. But the Egyptians, Indians, Babylonians did not give importance to this political science as a subject matter. They used it in a casual manner. But Greeks studied political science systematically. Who studied? Greeks. Greeks studied political science in a systematic way. Other countries were filed to understand or to learn more about political science. Who are the great political thinkers? Who are the great political thinkers? For example, Greek philosophers like Socrates and his disciple Plato were the great political thinkers, Greek philosophers. There are two well-known Greek philosophers. First one is Socrates and his disciple, his student, who? Plato, or the Greek philosophers or two great political thinkers. These two were the great political thinkers. Dear students, now we conclude that political science studies about state. Greeks used this first, the term politics first used by Greeks. Socrates and Plato were the two great political thinkers of the world. Yes, we will end this class. We shall meet in our next class. Sai Ram.